Okay, quick story time. When I was planning on leaving the United States, I was in a relationship with a man who had an extensive criminal background. It was nothing crazy, he was an addict, and let's just leave it at that. And because he had an extensive record, it was very difficult for him to find a job, so I supported the both of us. At the time, I was working in a restaurant at night, I was a virtual assistant during the day, and I was also learning how to code and do web development. And if you know anything about learning how to code, you know how arduous that process can be. So for 2 years, I worked my ass off and saved every single dime that we had in order for us to leave. And right before it was time for us to go, he ended up getting arrested. It was at that point that I realized that he had also blown through our entire savings. So there I was, absolutely devastated, absolutely flat broke. I had $2,000 to my name and I decided to leave anyway. I lined up a year's worth of house sitting assignments and I took off to the Caribbean with a one-way ticket. My plan was to do web development while I traveled through the Caribbean, and it was going to be an amazing adventure. And it started out really great until I got to my third assignment and I realized that the owner of the house had lied to me and there was absolutely no internet connection on the island. The assignment was for 3 months, and a month and a half in, Hurricane Irma and Hurricane Maria came through the Caribbean and wiped everything out. And along with it, wiped out all of my house sitting assignments. So I had to think on my feet, and I actually landed myself a job as a private chef and resort manager. That job turned into a job as a yacht chef that took me through the entire Caribbean and landed me in Belize. I worked in Belize for around a year until I completely burned out and I decided to leave and go to Costa Rica, where I worked on building my own business. And ever since then, I have been on my own, doing my own thing, and it's worked out really well for me. I say all of that to say this. Absolutely nothing is impossible. If I could make that shit show of a life work, anybody can make their shit show of a life work. Trust me.